Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. WBC champion Deontay Wilder, well, he was man alone at the official press conference to announce his fight with Cuban southpaw Luis Ortiz. Ortiz was unable to attend the New York event because his flight was cancelled due to bad weather in Florida. So essentially we had Deontay Wilder holding court up on the top table there. He was able to fire off a few things, and all the while we had Luis Ortiz listening in on the phone, and he eventually took some questions, and he doesn't speak English, so they were translated answers. So slightly unconventional, but I guess they made do, the best they could. Disappointingly, though, we didn't really learn anything that we didn't already know before the press conference. No new undercard fights for the November 4th card at the Barclays Centre were announced. But Wilder, he was entertaining for the time he was talking. He was at pains to point out he is the best heavyweight in the world, and he wants to prove it by knocking out Luis Ortiz. He wants to walk the walk, as he put it. So his prediction on that is within about 3 rounds tops, maybe even earlier, like in the first round. It was a couple of minutes into his monologue, and then all of a sudden he decided he would change tack a little bit, and he started to take aim at the fans, the media, anyone really. So he was saying he was tired of people blathering, talking shit. He said to all the naysayers, put some more fuel on the fire because I'm going to whoop Luis Ortiz's ass. When I do knock him out, I want my well-earned due respect, my well-earned due credit. He then also described this fight, remember this fight, as the scariest heavyweight fight in history. So I was left a little bit sort of stunned by that statement, and I was thinking, well, steady on, mate, here. I mean, it's a good fight, but it's definitely not the best or scariest heavyweight fight in my view. But before he was done, there was also a little bit of time for Wilder to just rant a little bit about Americans supporting foreign fighters, not American fighters like him. He was at pains to point out again that he is the best running around and he is American. So I don't want to completely relitigate my thoughts on some of this sort of stuff because I did touch on much of it last week. So I'll put a card on screen here now if you want to click to that video. I'll also make sure it is one of the click to videos at the end. But suffice to say, Deontay Wilder clearly has a chip on his shoulder. Maybe a chip on both shoulders, judging by some of those comments. He doesn't think he's afforded a level of respect that he deserves as the WBC heavyweight champion. But facing and beating Luis Ortiz, that certainly is going to put him on the right path to earning fans' respect. I don't think all of Deontay Wilder's detractors will come around just from one win, albeit a signature win. But it will be a very, very good start. I mean, I know I'm certainly on board as saying he will, if he wins that fight against Ortiz, that he's one of the top 2 in the division, with the other being Anthony Joshua. Then we can leave those two to duke it out for supremacy. I guess the other side of that coin is if he does lose, a loss would probably see him pillared. People would be saying bum squad. They would also, the Wilder haters would be out in force saying that he wasn't able to beat an over-the-hill Luis Ortiz. Remember, some people say Luis Ortiz is actually in his 40s, that he's not 38. I mean, I guess that's by the by. And I actually think that narrative works against giving Luis Ortiz full credit for a win. And that would be wrong, because having Wilder on his resume would be the best name on Ortiz's record by far. And it would be a huge achievement because Deontay Wilder, he is no joke. He may not have stepped it up to the level of competition that we would have liked, but he is still a really good fighter. If he doesn't win this fight, he is still a good fighter. He didn't become a bum overnight. So, and if he does win this fight, I think he's proving that he does belong in the conversation to be considered elite. So let's take it for what it is. It's a great fight with a lot on the line. So we already know that Stavern and Brazil, they're meant to be fighting, but it would also be good to know who else is on the card, because I was expecting a few of those details from the press conference, but sadly, no, we didn't really get anything else. I mean, remember, this fight is only actually 6 weeks and change away now. That time will race by. And remember, the weekend before that fight is the AJ and Kubrat Pulev fight in Wales. So that time is going to be a great time for heavyweight boxing. And the dominoes start falling, and eventually we're going to get to the final domino. I mean, Joseph Parker or Hughie Fury, whoever wins that fight between those two is still in the conversation down the road. But clearly, most fans want to see a Wilder-Joshua fight. But Wilder, it remains to be seen, can he get past Ortiz? And it's a great fight. Looking forward to it. What do you make of it? Drop a comment, hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.